Hello and welcome to Just Like Me. I'm here with Kelley Modlin today. Did I say your last name right?
Modlin.
Modlin. I'm here with Kelley Modlin today. And I'm very excited to introduce you to her and for you to have a chance to get to know another one of our members. So we will start, as we always do, with a little bit of background as to how you came to yoga, Kelley, when you first started and what attracted you to it and some of your first yoga experiences.
My very first yoga experiences were in high school. A friend of mine, I'm not sure where she found yoga, but she drugged me along to a few free classes that teachers like to offer, and I fell in love, but I just never had the money all through college and all that, so I never had any more experiences. Just about 3 classes I think we went to for free. And then I got books and videos. And then about 2012, I was really sick. I had some very bad stomach problems going on that year, and my hips had been killing me for about a year, and my gastroenterologist yelled at me and told me I needed to lose weight, and all these issues weren't going to go away. So I started looking into what kind of exercises could I do. I was routinely crying just to get up one flight of stairs over my hip.
Wow.
So it was a strange time, but I found yoga and I have not looked back since.
What made you decide that yoga was going to be the kind of movement or exercise that was going to be the most helpful to you?
I bought a treadmill first.
Uh-huh.
I actually really thought just slow walking and moving my way through it slowly would be fine. But I was getting nowhere fast and still taking medication all the time.
That's kind of like what a treadmill's like. I'm sorry, that's like a perfect metaphor.
It is.
Treadmill is.
I can lose weight on the treadmill, but I can't do anything for my hips very well.
So the treadmill wasn't work like, so your doctor said lose weight, and so you thought, well, I'll get on a treadmill.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it wasn't actually helping you lose weight, is what you're saying? Or it
Well,
was
at that time, I couldn't even get going fast enough.
Right.
Once I got better because of yoga and I could
Okay.
treadmill faster, I've actually worked up to, at one point, I was jogging a little bit.
Yeah.
If you knew me, that's impressive.
Hey, I think it's impressive when anybody jogs personally. It's like it
I
is.
don't have a jogger's body
Yeah.
at all.
Well, I'm not. I mean, yeah. Okay. Yep. I think running is quite difficult on the human body, but some bodies are able to do it probably more easily than others. Sure.
I loved it as a kid, but not at almost 40. No.
Well, especially if you're already having hip problems, right?
Right. And that started, I was 35 when that started.
So what was going on with your hips?
I have osteoarthritis in both hips.
Wow.
But I'm stubborn. I don't like to go to the doctor.
Yeah. So is there any talk of hip replacement?
No, not at this point.
Okay.
No, but my stomach's situation is to
Mhm.
where I can't take the medications they put you on.
Yeah.
Celebrex and all the anti-inflammatories, I can't take those. So there's one type of gel you can put on the area that really actually help take the inflammation out. And I used that for the first few months to really get going. And then now I just do yoga.
So what was it about the yoga that you found helpful?
That release of tension in those joints and the mobility. And if I'm on a long car ride, I live on one end of Tennessee and my parents live on the other end of Tennessee. So I drive routinely back and forth. It's about a 5 to 6 hour drive.
Wow.
And I will stop at least about every hour and a half to 2 hours. And that move where we stand on the blocks and you drop your your leg and you swing your leg. I do that all the time on those
Good,
trips.
good. I mean, I think any human being should stop that often on a long car ride.
I
That's
just,
normal.
I can't. It's too intense of pain that builds up in the hips.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's, I think people who experience pain think that, wow, I have a low tolerance for pain. But, in working with the Rolfer that I've been working with recently, he's helped me to reframe this a lot. He says that, actually, no, you're just more in tune with your body. So,
Right.
whereas maybe he says he works with parts of the population that just aren't connected with what's happening in their body. And so they might override those cues that are going on in their body in a long car ride and just not have that awareness. Whereas people like, I'm going to say people like us, the people that are in this membership community and practicing yoga regularly and have that awareness of what's happening in their body, are going to notice that, wow, my body's getting stiff here. I can't go on a car ride without my back getting sore. And I don't have back issues ever, right? Like it's just not an issue for me. But put me in a car sitting down for any length of time and I go crazy. My body just starts to hurt, right? We're not meant to sit in one spot for that long. And so I think if we have this kind of awareness practice, if we're that tuned into our body, then our body speaks to us. And like you say, you listen to your body, you get out and you respond to it and you take care of it. I just think that's actually normal. And we have to stop thinking that we're not normal.
Yeah.
Everybody else is actually crazy. Let's just get a correct perspective on what's going on here.
Mm-hmm. I have to listen to my body several times a day. It likes to tell me I'm hungry, and if you don't feed me,
that's a really good
things are going to be bad soon.
That's another really good example because we override that one quite often as well, right? That's one where, we're just told to push through and keep working and finish something, like forget your hunger. Here's another one that gets thrown out there a lot in our culture, like sleep. Like you don't need sleep.
Right.
We are human beings. We do need to restore ourselves. We have that natural cycle. Look at it's not like the sun goes, well, I'm going to keep shining. I think I'm going to keep going today because I haven't put in enough time.
We're just going to push on through.
We're just going to push on through tonight. Like, sorry, moon. Sorry, darkness. Like, that's not the way, that's not the natural rhythm of things, right? Like, we need to return to the sanity and the natural order of things.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We live in such crazy times. It's insane. I can't even look
at it. It is insane. And I think I will just I'm like Kelley on the loose right now. I'm just like naming I'm just on the soapbox. Sorry, but let's just call insanity what it is.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of it floating around in the air right now. There's a lot of it floating around in the air right now.
Yeah, there you go. It's true. There is. Yeah. I'm sorry about what you're having to live through right now, my friend and neighbor below me.
Maybe a neighbor literally soon.
I know everybody's planning on moving up here. But my meditation teacher talks about that being sort of like the shadow playing itself out in a very public way. Yeah. So, okay, back to you after that lovely tangent. So that's good. You get out of the car, you swing your legs, and that movement helps.
It helps a lot. I can instantly feel some decompression in that joint there. It's just great. What else?
Yeah, because sitting in the car, like those words, decompression, is so powerful because that sitting in the car, that your whole upper body is compressing right into your hips. Just that's the way gravity's working. So that makes total sense.
I have broken my tailbone twice in my life.
Wow.
And so I have this special pillow. I will show you.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
And
your tailbone goes in the middle?
I sit with the hip, the coccyx.
Yeah.
I sit with that over the hole.
Smart. That takes the pressure off it.
That takes the pressure off a lot while you're driving in the car. And that's all the time now. I haven't had a broken tailbone in years, but I still sit on that when I drive for a long time,
Yeah.
or if I'm going to sit for very long.
That's really smart. This is really, I think is what I'm really hearing from you is there's this, that you're really tuned into your body, and for everybody else listening, each body is unique. That doesn't mean everybody else should go out and get one of those pillows and sit on it, because that's probably not their experience, right? But to make those adjustments for what you need in your body is just really smart, you know? Yeah.
Helps with the bladder as well.
It takes pressure off your bladder too, you find?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All those nerves are just right there together.
Yeah.
Same area. So when you're on, especially a long car trip where there's a lot of vibrations, it can really help that whole area just take a lot of tension.
Interesting. Very cool. I
Really
love that you're finding. Pardon?
I hadn't really thought about talking about my pillow.
Yeah, well, you know, they have those seats for women on bicycles, right, where the middle is cut out.
Do they?
Have you seen those?
Look into that. No.
Yeah, yeah.
Breaking my tailbone was a single reason I do not have a bicycle right now.
Yeah, they have them.
Sit on those seats. They hurt.
Yeah. So that's that. So what yoga? So you found yoga was helping. So were you doing online classes at the time?
When I very first started doing online classes, I think it was either your yoga for arthritis or the hip arthritis class that you had broken up into just one pose, little segments, and posted online somewhere, Yoga Yak or something maybe.
Oh, so those were like the videos, like the promotion for the longer video.
Right, and it was a long time ago, and I fell in love with those poses because I just got out a regular exercise mat, and I started doing leg lifts and sit-ups and all the exercises I could remember from high school PE class, you know, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And then I found those, and I just start adding gate pose. Oh my God, I love gate pose. And or your
one. A great one because it would create for both your digestive issues and your hips, because it creates so much space, lengthens the quadratus lumborum, and
it's a beautiful pose.
Yeah.
And then I started having some back issues, and I found some other classes, and you know, it's just one little issue here and there, and you find another class, and oh my God, you just melt into the mat and you feel so wonderful. So how could you not get addicted and want to keep going back?
Yeah. So
I'm a yoga addict. I think there could be worse things in life.
What classes are your favorite now? Where do you spend your time now?
Because of the digestion issues this year, I've spent a lot of time with those classes. But I did make a quick short list of 8 classes.
Wow, great. Okay, tell us. Because there'll be other people that have similar issues to you that will want to know.
I just love 192, the relaxation and stress relief class.
Okay, I'm going to show people how to find these, like, because if somebody says, I really like a certain class by a number, like, how do I find that? And
now, I like to go to your melissawest.com.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to show you. And you can just type, there's a little, well, tell me how you do it.
I go there and I type the number.
Right. Perfect. So you just type in 192.
I really love at the bottom how Tim's done the screenshots.
Yep.
Those little pictures. I love those little pictures. They are so, so helpful. Sometimes I just don't have energy for downward facing dog or whatever other poses that might be more energy intense. So it's really nice to have that.
So do you find sometimes you don't play the video, you just follow the pictures?
No, that's kind of, it helps me decide what class I'm going to do.
Yes. Yeah. If it's a class, if you can do a quick scan through the
Right. I can just scan over the poses and go, yeah, no, okay, like 5 of those are not for me today, you know?
I love it. Yeah, that's really great. Um,
Otherwise, if it's just a YouTube class or if it's one on the membership site that doesn't have that, I just scroll through at the bottom. They'll have a little bitty thing on the screen where you can see.
okay, we'll look at that if you've got a list of any membership classes and you can show us how you do it there.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a great class, this relaxation and stress relief class.
That's a beautiful class. I've done
See
that
how
so
many
many
how many
times.
people have. I don't think you're alone. Yeah, look at almost 9,000 views on that one. Maybe you're responsible for a lot of those.
Possibly.
Probably not all 9,000 though.
No, but I would say probably at least a good 50.
Okay. um,
I have been doing this for years now, so.
yeah. Were there other yoga, like other ones from the website, Yoga with Melissa ones, not in the membership community?
One of the most beautiful classes I think you've ever done. 120, breathe, love, and
Yeah.
let go.
Gosh, that I would agree with you. That is.
Your heart is definitely very
Oh
much.
my gosh, that was. Let me tell you. So that didn't come up. So let me see if we can find it. How do you find? Oh, let me see if it's in this article, if I link to it. Sometimes it's hard to find a class too. Here it is. There's a link to it. It goes right to the YouTube one.
I was going to say, sometimes I just go to YouTube and
Yeah, sometimes
yoga, the number.
we had a little bit of a thing happen in our website and we lost a few classes in around that 120 number, 130. So that might be one of the ones that's missing. So this video that you're bringing up, the Breathe, Love, and Let Go, I filmed at like one of the lowest points in my life. And, you think you're going through the worst time in your life. And that's when you're most supported by spirit, right? Well, that was true for me then. And I felt like I was losing everything. I was losing everything. I was losing all my so-called friends, and I had to give up all my yoga classes. I had to give up all my work. I mean, I lost a ton financially. Like it was a really devastating time financially. It was just like everything that I was called to let go of everything. So when I say let go, it was like I was doing it. And like at that time I didn't know, we were going through all this testing. I didn't like, do I have a brain tumor? Like what is going on here? Right. So, but I just kept hearing those words to breathe and to drop into my heart, right? Stop being in my head, to drop into my heart. So it was, and let go, just let go of everything and trust. So that was this class. And I think it's probably one of my best classes, right? Which it really wasn't me. it was all everything that I needed for what I was going through then. And I think, look at like 25,000 views almost there, 24,000 views. It's supported a lot of people.
I can definitely tell you I'm responsible for a lot of those on that one.
Yeah.
And it's good even for my digestion this year. I've been doing it a lot too. But with my father dying this year, it's been an interesting year. So that class has helped a lot.
Yeah, it's quite a gentle class. And it's a very supportive class.
It's just the thing you need sometimes.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, there are a few that stand out over the 7 years that I've done the the free ones, and that's one of them for sure. Mhm.
Well, it resonated deeply with me too. So,
Mhm.
okay. 198, digestion or assimilation and elimination.
Yeah, that was a good class too. That benefit of yoga series. Let's see.
Yes, I love that
It was a
series.
great series.
I think it's the only series I've actually finished start to finish.
That's all right.
I'm really close with the inner critic series, but
Oh, nice. That's a full-on series though, right? So,
yeah, and I kind of stopped midway through over some other issues, and then when I went back to it, my mind just wasn't in it, so I kind of
yeah,
owned it again.
I've done that with that series too, the inner critic series. I'm like, oh, this is just what I need right now, and I'll start it, and then it's like it's full on, and then I have to take a break, and then it's I don't know. I think maybe coming in and out of it isn't like the worst thing in the world.
I think you need more time to digest certain things as they come up. So
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Um, Gosh, bless the people that went through it all. Like they came, like the people that went through it all in real time. Like
mhm.
that's a lot to assimilate in your life.
Yeah, I can't imagine doing that every
Yeah,
week with you.
there's a
Like,
girl right now that's going through it. She's gone through it once, and she's going through it again. Like I'm following her comments, and it's incredible.
mhm.
That's just a lot of courage, but also I think she's in a space in her life where she has time for it too. It depends on how much time you have in your life to dedicate to your practice too. So, and what else is going on in your life too. So, yeah. So, what is it about this one, Kelley? Tell us what is it that that serves you in this class?
Mm. Scroll down to the moves, the poses at the
Oh,
bottom.
okay, the poses. Okay.
Like,
So
what
there's
poses do I like most? I have a love hate with palm tree pose. It just, some days it feels great and some days it hurts like the dickens.
hmm.
I
Yeah, in your hips.
have some scoliosis,
Oh, yeah.
so
So
just
some days it
minor.
feels good and some days it would hurt. That makes sense.
Yeah. I love triangle pose. I know that's not everybody's favorite, but I
Yeah.
do love it.
It's a good one for scoliosis, I think. I'd have to look that up. Do you have the Yoga for Scoliosis book?
Mm-mm.
Have you worked one-on-one with somebody who specializes in scoliosis?
Not since I was a kid and I was seeing a chiropractor back then.
Yeah. I don't know if there's anybody in Tennessee that does yoga therapy or any kind of manual therapy, and I know that's maybe not your top priority right now anyway, but that's what I recommend for people with scoliosis, just while we're briefly on the topic for other people listening as well.
Right.
That it's really difficult, if not, it is, in my opinion, not really possible to deal with scoliosis in a general class because each scoliosis curvature of the spine is different.
Right.
So it needs to be dealt with in a one-on-one basis, right? So that the individual curvature of the spine is being addressed in the way that's right for that person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
And
to try,
mine is actually exaggerated by a break in the leg in the
right.
breastplate when I was a kid. So it's somewhat natural, but somewhat exaggerated by environment too. So
Right. So this is the whole thing about scoliosis, is that each case is unique to the person. So to try and deal with it in a collective class is actually does a disservice to the individual
yeah,
case. Yeah.
I could see where it would be great for some and really not great for others.
Yeah. So What else you got there on your list, girl?
Okay. Anxiety. The anxiety class from the membership
In the
site.
membership community. Okay, so this is in the long video section.
Yeah, I just did this one yesterday.
Yeah.
It was so lovely.
This is a good class. This is one of the most watched videos in our class, in our membership community. And
I can definitely see why.
okay, so how do you check? You were going to say how you checked what you were going to do in a membership class, how you're going to scroll through
On the YouTube versions, like you click play and then see that at the bottom it has, you can drag the little thing across.
Yeah.
Sometimes it has like
so,
a little bitty thing that'll show you what.
Yeah, I don't know why this one isn't. I know what you mean. Oftentimes the little screen will show up here and then you can see.
Right. And I
all the way
noticed
through.
that with that one yesterday, and I just clicked through and kind of every few minutes stop. Okay, what are we doing now?
Maybe you have to be in YouTube for that to work.
I've noticed it not working on some videos lately, and I don't know if that's YouTube or
Maybe they've changed something.
probably.
Weird. Okay.
Anything to stand between me and my yoga.
That's YouTube for you. They're constantly changing the game. Okay.
There was a time when technical issues plagued me all the time. I just finally at one point said, all right, I'm going to have to learn to just figure out how to do yoga on my own completely without a class. So
the technical issues are a daily occurrence here. You guys think we're all tech whizzes. We're not. We're just continually adapting with the changes here.
I'm just blessed to be married to the tech wizard myself.
Nice. So it helps.
I call him and go, help, help.
And I think those tech wizards are they're people that are willing to they're problem solvers and they're willing to see a problem through longer than most of us.
He has patience for these machines.
Yes.
That I do not understand,
yeah.
But he has no patience for people. Sometimes.
There you go.
Or the cat.
So how the yoga for anxiety helps for anxiety, or you find it helps your digestive issues as well, or
a little bit of both. Yeah. Yesterday, I think it helped a lot with both. Yeah. I actually texted Nikki and I was like, I'm freaking out. I need to do a digestion class, but I need to do anxiety class. Help.
What did she say?
Anxiety class.
So you're going to be, speaking of Nikki, so Nicole Knitspan, she's a member of our community and she's been doing some daily yoga connections. You're going to be going to a class with her. Have you already?
We went to a class in Knoxville together. She was not teaching that class. We just attended a lovely restorative class. That was a good night's sleep.
Great. So how was that getting together with Nicole and going to class? Tell us a bit about that.
Well, actually, I found that, class, you don't really visit with people.
No.
So
did you have time after?
We met beforehand and had dinner.
Oh, nice.
So, and we met once before and had dinner and got to know each other. So that was it was nice to meet somebody that has similar interests and lives in the same area. Memphis is where I'm from. And there were a lot of people when I was growing up there. The whole vegan movement had just started there. And so we were just starting to get places like Whole Foods, even though they were more mom and pop style stores then. But then when I moved here to East Tennessee, it is very much the thumping heart of the Bible Belt. And these people do not believe in anything strange or strange food or strange thoughts. So I don't know. I don't think it's very strange. personally,
Yeah,
but
I mean, everybody eats vegetables and we all have bodies, right? So,
and I just think if the zombie apocalypse happened, what would you be eating? I guarantee it's not going to be a cow.
yeah, yeah.
Hamburgers won't be around.
Yeah.
So it was nice to connect with somebody locally that, I don't know, I feel like we understand each other on a level that I don't understand most normal people
Yeah,
on.
it's nice to connect with like-minded people. So
Right.
do you guys live fairly close then?
About 45 minutes or
Nice.
so.
I love that you guys were able to go to a class together too. And you are going to one of her classes, or
Yes, she's having her first class on the 15th.
and
So
you're going to that one?
yeah,
That'll be so
gotta
nice to have
gotta
you
go
there.
support your
Yes.
yogis.
Yeah, that'll be great. Well, I look forward to hearing about that.
Yeah.
So exciting. And it's nice that so you guys are maybe unofficially or officially yoga buddies or
I guess it's maybe sort of unofficial.
unofficial.
I
Yeah.
don't know if we'd call it yoga buddies. We haven't really talked a lot about yoga classes, but
Well, but it sounds like you're supporting each other.
we're getting to know each other. So
Yeah, I love it. That's great. Okay, so yoga for anxiety is one that you come to, especially when you're reminded. Are there others?
Hips and hamstrings is one I have done enough that I think I know it by heart.
Okay, that's also in the long video section. What do you like about that video?
Everything. The way that my hips feel when I'm done with it
Yeah.
is physically for my body. It's a beautiful class. I love it.
Yeah, I think it's a good one for human beings. We kind of had that discussion about the yoga for runners class in an interview that I did recently too. It's it loosens up parts in our bodies that are tight.
Mm-hmm. I actually really like doing that sequence you're doing in that right there.
Yeah, the rocking back and forth, lunge into
Yeah.
the hamstring stretch. Yeah, it's a good one. I haven't done that in a while.
It hurts in my knee sometimes though, and during the rock, I need to.
Like it hurts because you're kneeling, because of the weight through the kneeling, or you're just.
Yeah, I guess I'm not. I find that if I lift my toes and bear more weight on the heel of the front foot as I go into the rock, it takes a little more pressure off of the knee. But I
So
don't.
it hurts on the front leg. The
It
knee
hurts in the leg that's kneeling.
and the leg that's kneeling. Yeah. Yeah, so it's the weight bearing through the bone then.
And a lot of it's in the right knee more than the left.
Yeah, the one that's bent right now that
Yeah.
you're looking at, it's bent. Yeah. So that's the weight bearing. That's the osteoarthritis. It's the bone on bone compression then that you're experiencing.
Yeah, I have a lot more crunches and
You
nasty sounds these days.
You could like tuck your toe under on that side and lift up so that there is no knee on the ground. It would become slightly different. So then it becomes like a lunge that's off the ground, and it would be a much more strengthening pose. It would be a lot more challenging from a strength perspective, but it would take all the weight off that knee. You could do it in a chair too.
In the middle of as we're rocking forward,
Yeah.
I just press most of my weight into that front heel.
Yeah. Probably the best thing. Probably the best thing would be to take this whole thing onto a chair.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could try and, if you remind me, send me an email about it.
Okay.
And I could and ask for a modification for this, because that would be a great one to do in a chair. Because then you could just take the knee up off the ground if you turn.
Mm-hmm.
I can maybe even show you right now. Let me show you right now. see if you went like, whoops, don't do it on a chair. If you did it like this on a chair.
Yeah. A stationary chair.
But yeah, not like this. It's not the right chair.
No, it's not.
You know what I mean? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then that back knee is totally off the ground. And then that's the knee you're talking about, right?
Right. I'll have to try that later.
Yeah, I think that would solve that problem. I'm thinking actually just the way I showed that, people aren't going to see that because I'm not on the screen. I should show it again. Sorry, guys. Okay, let me just show that one more time so that everybody can see it. Gosh. So you got to have the back of the chair towards the side of your body. And then you're going to rock forward. There's that part of the stretch. And then you're going to lean back. There's the hamstring stretch. And you're not going to do it in jeans. And you're not going to do it on a rolly chair. Okay, so now we got it.
I might do it in jeans.
Pardon?
I might do it in jeans.
Yeah, you might. See, actually, now that we've solved another problem because now you can just take a little work break. You don't need to get off your chair. See, this is good. We do these interviews because we get to the bottom of things quickly. Okay. Is there something else you wanted to share?
Of course, I like happy hips and all the short.
Hippie shorts?
Yeah.
So those are in the short section. Gosh, those are much loved. They come up in almost every interview. So we go to the short videos.
I don't know which class it was. There was a class that you did, and you were talking about the connection between the hips being tight and the shoulders being tight. And it resonated and stayed with me. And I sometimes do one of the shoulder classes when my hips are tight.
Nice.
When I can't seem to get the hip classes to work, there's just that, I did that class and it didn't do it for me today.
Yeah.
So then I'll go do a shoulder.
Smart. Yeah. Well, it makes sense, right? Especially if you've got injury or something and you've got osteoarthritis in your hips, move to the next closest joint. So in your body, that's your shoulders, right? So same thing, like if you've got issues in your knees, then go to your feet or go up to your hips. Don't work on your knees a ton. You're just going to aggravate your knees. If you've got issues in your shoulders, come down to your hips. Or, right, don't stay in the aggravated area. You're just going to aggravate it more.
Right.
Move to the next closest joint in your body. So do you do shoulder shorts then?
I've done some of the shoulder shorts. I haven't done all of them.
So do you go to the upper back, neck, and shoulders videos? Are they more your go-to?
I guess those would be more my go-to.
Yeah, the long ones. So you're more like you'll dedicate to the long video. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. At first, I really wanted to rush, get it done, get on with life, like everybody else these days with their exercise regimens. But at some point in the mix, I just found it better to surrender that time.
Yeah.
And do a full class, or I didn't get the benefits like I would with a shorter class. Even when I do the shorter classes, I'll do one class that's a warm-up. And when I was doing the strength series, I did a morning class or whatever just to get warmed up to that point. Because especially with those, that's just a little too strenuous to just start out of the gate with. And then I like those 5-minute savasanas. Some of those were pretty good too. So
yeah, the ones that Lisa did for us.
but it's been a while since I did any of them, so I don't know them specifically.
Yeah.
I'm horrible with names, so.
Yeah, I think those are Lisa's. Have you tried have you tried the live one that I did yet? Have you tried?
I did not see that day. That made me so upset.
Are you going to come to one of the next ones?
I would like to try at least, yeah.
Let me show you where they are so you
Okay.
can.
No, the last time I looked, it's that you said you were going to post the video, but it hadn't been posted yet. So.
Yeah, so let me show you where it is. Because if you like the guided Shavasana, these are guided Shavasana. And they're long, since you like long too. So I'm really fired up about these. And the people that have been doing them have been experiencing huge shifts. And the other thing that stands out to me that you like about your practice is releasing tension. And these are all about that. So if you go to the, see where the meetups are, Kelley, and you go to the Monday meditation class.
Okay.
Because this is going to be a regular thing. We're not starting this Monday because it's Canadian Thanksgiving here and our family's traveling. But here's the recording.
I may not make it to that first one just because that's my husband's birthday. I don't know.
Well, we'll have recordings, so you can listen to the recordings too.
Yeah.
And there's 2 times, so you celebrate all day. So here's the recording. And this is the nice thing, is that we have live classes together now. So we come together, we have time where we state our intention, then we do the practice, which is about 30 to 40 minutes long. And then we have time afterwards to speak about our experience. So it's a really nice way for us to come together as community. And when you come to the recording, it's really nice to listen to all that. But once you've listened to it once, you can see that I've time-stamped it here. So if you want to just listen to the guided meditation, it starts at 15 minutes and it ends at 47 minutes. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And you can also download it onto your iPod or your cell phone, and then plug in your earbuds and lie down with your mat and your bolster underneath your knees and go into your guided relaxation. So that's there for you. What time zone are you in? What time is it for you now?
Eastern time zone.
Okay. So you're 3 hours behind me.
I'm the time zone you used to be on.
Yeah. So at 9:30, it would be noon for you, like 12:30. So you could join the 12:31, or 5:30, it would be 8:30 for you. It depends on what time of day you're celebrating. You may be able to still make that one, or you could come the following week. So there'd be 2 times. That's the nice thing about being in Eastern Standard Time, Eastern time zone. There'd be 2 times. Both these would probably work for you.
8:30 is not too terribly late.
It's a little late, depending on. For me, it wouldn't work. I'm just a zombie. Anything after 3 p.m. is like kind of difficult for me personally. But
I find my energy somewhere in the afternoon. I'm not sure what that's about.
Well, so it might work for you.
I'm a zombie in the morning and dragging, and then at some point during the day, I find my energy and get going in the afternoon. And then
my daughter. That's my daughter. She's like dragging in the morning, and then at night she comes alive. So you just come here and you click on either this link or this link to join, and you pick your time zone here. Okay. So super simple. We'd love to have you. And it's just so nice for us to come together. Regular live class. Yeah,
I didn't know until you did that class with Christine. I wasn't sure about doing a class with other people. And then for some reason that class made me crave wanting to be around other people. And so I can go, hey, help me out.
Yeah, and it's
nice. And actually get feedback now, not tomorrow or maybe whenever you find the message, or
Exactly.
But there's still I love having online yoga. It's still the best.
It still is. It is awesome. And I think as human beings, we're social creatures, so we do want to be with each other. And there's nothing that beats the convenience of the online classes, right? Because you can
Right.
do it
And being
whenever
able
you
to climb out of bed and immediately start in my pajamas if I want.
I know. I love it. That's what I do too. Absolutely. And what I've heard people say about the live classes is that there is something super powerful about when we come together as a group. Like that energy just lifts the vibration of what's happening. And so it's nice to have the best of both worlds too. And you still get to be at home.
That was nice to have this meeting. I got a meeting, but I don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah. It's really great. So, is there anything else you want to share class-wise or in the membership community before I ask you other questions?
Honestly, SI joint was probably the best other class. And I don't have SI joint problems, but I was doing it honestly just to see if it would be a good fit for my mother.
Okay.
Her problem. She has arthritis and bursitis and all kinds of issues. So I was just curious. And I learned so much about how to not hurt myself from that class. So I love that class. And I just have to throw it into rotation occasionally to remind myself of all those great things I learned.
Me too, as a teacher. I think if you practice yoga, you need to do this class because there are just postures in yoga that are over time injurious, like twists and back bends and not back bends, forward folds, and they're like triangle pose. There are certain poses that we do that torque, that if done often over time, pigeon pose, hip openers, just can really torque that SI joint. And once you go too far, there's no turning back. So if you practice yoga, you need to do this SI joint class just so you know how to keep yourself safe. And I think the good news is that the way that, well, I don't know how yoga is being taught in studios now. I think the way I'm teaching yoga now, there's no, I'm thinking about movement in a very functional way. Like, what do we need to do to get through our days? But there's, for me, there's really no striving about, I really need to be able to do this forward fold better, because honestly, it's not functional in your day-to-day life, right? It doesn't.
I just need to be able to touch my toes and put my shoes on.
You need to be able to put your shoes on. Yeah, that's the extent of it, right? And if you can, reach around and get your clothes on and off, get things out of cupboards, like it's much more important that you can move your arms around, that you can get up and down out of chairs. There's not a lot that you need to have that. Okay, if you drop something, you need to have the muscle memory to bend your legs and go down. So a squat's actually much more important than a forward fold, right? Functionally. So I hope that I'm teaching in a way that's teaching smarter movement. But this kind of going for the forward folds, I think that I'm just not doing that anymore. And I hope it's not happening. And I think it's more important for us to be stronger, not hyperly mobile. I know my thinking's changed a lot around what's important in a yoga class. So
I never looked at yoga and thought I need to be like the yoga models or anything. For me at first, it was just like physical therapy I could do at home. And it started as very physical, but over time I've learned a lot more about the mental side and the spiritual side, and I'm home there on my mat. So that's where I want to be most of the time.
Yeah, beautiful. Great. Wonderful. So I'm really glad you pointed out this class because it will help you stay safe in the poses.
It has helped tremendously. I've learned a lot, and I use those blocks all the time.
Yeah, and when I go to other people's classes, I'm propping and I'm doing everything I show you how to do in that class and in other people's classes, because the teachers aren't
Mhm.
that way. And there's tons of things that are going on in other people's classes that are compromising the SI joint all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a power yoga when I was feeling really good at one point. I was doing this power yoga class. It's 75 minutes long and I had to break it in half, but oh my God. I just started noticing my SI joints were hurting. My every joint was hurting. It was too much. It's great if you're in your 20s and you can handle it, but it's not if
But
you've
you
got.
can't handle it. Like, that's the thing. Like, you think your body can handle it, but
Mhm.
you're going to create a repetitive strain injury. It's just a matter of when.
Mhm.
it's
Yeah,
it's like you think you can handle it and your body is handling it until it isn't.
right. Exactly.
Yeah. So it's that insanity again.
Hmm.
Mhm.
That's a crazy video, isn't it?
Oh, I have no idea.
I've seen the ads on TV, and that's enough.
So, well, there you go. They're even naming it. They're even naming it insanity.
All right, I'll take my slow, steady as you go yoga. It helps much better. I can walk tomorrow.
That should be evidence enough that it's insane. Okay. Tell me a little bit about your life off the yoga mat.
Oh my goodness. Like what? Let's see. I don't work. I'm a very sickly person. I've always been a very sickly person. Um, Several conditions to have to manage, so yoga helps a lot with a lot of them, but sometimes it's just rest that I need, and sometimes it's just getting out of the house that I need. It just depends on the day. Right now, with the wind, it feels a lot like getting out of the house a lot of the time right now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel the wind do that to you?
The wind is just making my nervous system crazy right now.
Do you feel like you have to get outside and be in it though? Or do you
I
like,
want to go in a cave.
okay.
I want to go in a cave and just retreat from everything when
I
the
had
wind.
wondered because I'm very
But
pitta.
I would say you're much more kapha than me.
I'm mostly pitta.
You got a lot of pitta, so you want to respond by. So pittas actually want to add more fire to the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is like a little bit counterintuitive.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes
Yeah,
it
but
doesn't
you
make
need to like cool the fire. Yeah.
I think the wind is nice in the fall, but
The
sometimes
wind adds to the fire, right?
it
The
makes my
wind,
head crazy.
yeah.
So every test I've ever taken, I had all three.
Yeah, Tridoshik, yeah. Well, I mean, ultimately, I wonder if we're the best judges of what we are. Like, ultimately, it would be good to see
Yeah.
a really qualified Ayurvedic doctor to be able to, who could take your pulse, look at your tongue, and
Hmm.
be able to read it.
Maybe one of these days. Maybe. I don't know
Yeah.
if we have any.
I would highly doubt you have an Ayurvedic doctor in Tennessee, because we don't have them in we don't have them in Victoria, one of the most progressive places I've ever
Yeah.
been in the world.
If you don't
But
have
who
it,
knows? You might.
there might be one in Asheville.
There might
They're
be. Yeah.
they're fairly progressive over there,
Yeah.
but I don't know about that.
We have Ayurvedic spas, but they're not doctors. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I really appreciate your time today, Kelley. It was really great spending this hour with you and getting to see your beautiful face and be in your house with you. I really enjoyed this time with you.
Thank you. It was nice to
It was nice to
get to
connect with
talk to
you.
you.
Yeah,
I see you all the time, but I don't get.
well, I don't see you, but I
Yeah.
hope that I'll get to see you in some of our live meditation classes.
And maybe I'll put a picture on my.
Well, everybody's seeing you now, so you're out.
Yeah.
It's a little late for that.
I
Thank
thought about
you.
just putting my cat here and let him do the interview. I'll talk behind him.
Yeah, I wonder how agreeable the cat would have been. Do you have any advice for anybody else who I asked to do an interview like this?
Don't worry so much about it.
Yeah, you didn't die. You're still alive.
I didn't worry too much about it, but it did get the better of me a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry about that.
That's just any kind of talking to new people jitters, I think.
Yeah, that's normal. Or anything you're excited about. Sometimes I confuse excitement with anxiety too. In my body, I have a hard time differentiating between those two things. Am I excited or am I anxious? They sometimes feel the same to me.
I saw a video just a day or two ago about that, and it was basically tell yourself that the anxiety is just excitement.
Yeah.
Just tell yourself it's excitement, and your body will eventually believe it.
Yeah.
I'll have to send that to you.
I would love that because, as I say, I think I confuse the two.
Yeah.
And then the story starts going, right? Oh, this is anxiety, and it's not that helpful.
I'm doing better at learning to change radio crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Change that channel.
Yeah, change the channel. So I would be interested in seeing that video. That would be helpful. And maybe we'll link to it because I think other people would like to see it too.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Kelley. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, you too.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.